tell my opinion, okay? Everything I say is definitely not factual, it's my opinion, but I think we can all agree that something's wrong with Deontay, okay? He literally got dropped when he was a child a few times, okay? Like, I just don't understand the disconnect and how you can't see what the fuck is going on here, okay? Like, it's very obvious, very obvious. Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Candace. I'm here with Confidential Talk. Today we're gonna talk about that episode that aired this past Friday of Love After Lockup. It was crazy, okay? You know, I actually had planned on not doing these reviews after Ready to Love. I was just gonna focus on regular videos, but you know, this shit was so crazy, y'all. Like, we gotta talk about it. So right now we're at season 3, episode 40. We're gonna recap the halfway handoff. Yeah, let's get right into it. Oh, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do subscribe. Become part of the Confidential Talk family. I'm just so ready to get into this review, so it's so crazy. But yeah, make sure you like the hit the like button, and make sure you guys comment below as we go through this recap, because I do want to know what you guys' thoughts are. But yeah, let's get right into it. So we start the episode off with Lisa in the motel, okay? She is devastated. She says Stan wants her to act like everything is okay, but her world is not okay. My son is hurting, I'm hurting. Okay, that's what she said. She said her heart is heavy and he doesn't get it. He says I'm a shit mom. Okay. And honestly, you know, I did go back and I kind of rewatched the argument a little bit, and I do feel like, you know, he's not seeming to really be invested in her life. And it's crazy because they said they've been talking for like 8 months, and you know, obviously, like, he's been talking to her for this length of time, you know. And it seems like she's been, since the show has been on, she's been very vocal about all the problems that she's been having with her family and her brother and, you know, her children and whatnot. So I'm just wondering, like, you know, for the past 8 months, Stan, what you been on? Okay? If you was just trying her to be your sugar baby, if that's really just what you wanted, you should have just said that, okay? Listen, I don't care about your problems. When you get out, I'm gonna pay for you to fuck me, okay? That's what you could have just said, because that's, I mean, he just seems like he just wants to kiss, hug, lick, suck, fuck, okay? And she's like, listen, I got real life problems, okay? I just got out of jail. My son's in, you know, my son's going through this. My brother's in jail. This person's in jail. That person's in jail. We all in jail. You know, like, they just going through some things, okay? And I don't understand what Stan's on. And it's so crazy because when she came out, like, I was just like, damn. She looked so different from her pictures. She looked different from her pictures. I'm not trying to play her, because when she got her hair done, she looked, you know, a lot better. But, you know, I mean, she looked rough. She looked really rough coming out that jail, okay? But anywho, oh, also she did seem really negative when she was in the car, you know, so it might have threw Stan off because he had drove all the way there to pick her up. He's driving back. She's just, like, you know, unpiling all these problems on him, and he's probably like, this is the first time I've seen you in a long time. I'm just trying to hug, kiss, and love. And it just kind of seemed like she just had, like, a bad attitude. So, like, I could understand him being a little frustrated. So he did all that driving. Then she's complaining about the TV being little, you know. So he had, you know, the half a glass of wine, and he was just lit off his behind. So, you know, he was done. He was done with her. So he just said whatever he wanted to, okay? So then we go to Stan and his friend, and he's expressing to how he regrets the things that he said to Lisa. And we have Dash, which is Stan's friend, defend her in a way. Like, hey, she just got out of jail. She probably feels guilty for, you know, not being with her child for the past 8 months. So that was really nice to see. But anyways, they end up, you know, calling each other. You know, we see Lisa go get her hair done. And then they talk on the phone to make, you know, plans to meet. So then we move on to Nicole and dumbass Deontay. Woo! You know, listen. Deontay, listen, and I really don't like to call people, you know, like, out their name, or, like, you know, be insulting. You know, I try to, you know, keep it mildly, just, you know, I just like to tell my opinion, okay? Everything I say is definitely not factual, it's my opinion, but I think we can all agree that something's wrong with Deontay. Okay, he literally got dropped when he was a child a few times. Okay, like I just don't understand the disconnect and how you can't see what the fuck is going on here. Okay, like it's very obvious, very obvious. But anywho, so we see Nicole in the salon. She's calling Tia, which is her ex. So she invites her out. Deontay comes with more gifts. Alright, what an idiot. And he gives her something to go put this on. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, that's some smooth shit. But, you know, you want to make sure the woman that you're doing that for is equally on the same page as you. You know, you guys are, like, in this together. But whatever the case is, he shows up with this bomb dress that fits her perfectly. Okay, honey? She was looking good in that dress. So, you know, he tells, you know, he gives it to the hairdresser, tells her to go give that to her to put on, honey, because they're going out tonight. So he takes her and her friend to the bar to meet his friend Derek. Oh, listen, I know y'all love Derek because Derek was not playing them games, okay? He had to read. He was reading all night long, and he was pulling out all the information that Deontay couldn't get while she was locked up, okay? Excuse me, that's my cat playing with his toy in the background, so don't mind him. But let's see here. So Deontay, you know, he expresses in the confessionals that his friend is just jealous. And then, you know, at the table he tells him to be easy on his girl. That's my girl. Derek goes, I don't give a damn. Okay? I don't. Derek asks, so the first question he asks her is, you know, what are your intentions for my friend? He said, for my friend. I think we all knew what he meant. So Derek is making all these faces while she's talking like... Yeah, right, okay? She's like, yeah, I love him, okay? And I don't care who doubts it. I don't care because I'm gonna be here, period. Period, poo. So then her friend Aubrey, Aubrey, girl, you could have just kept this little comment. So Aubrey goes, says every day in prison she would talk about Deontay. And of course Derek was like, I don't believe neither one of you, okay? Because they both lying. So Nicole started looking around. Deontay asks her who she's looking for. And she says, Tia might come out tonight. And so the friend asks, have you slept with Tia? And Nicole just, you know, it's written all over her face. It's like, yes, 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 yes. But she's just like sitting there because she don't want to say nothing. Because Deontay thought that she wasn't doing shit in jail. Okay? When we all know that that was not the case. She was stripping in jail. She was making that money, okay, that commentary money while taking his as well too, and she was fucking. She had 4 girlfriends. Anyways, we didn't get there yet. So, so she just smiles and says she needs to use the restroom. Deontay like, no, you need to answer that. You need to answer that. So Derek, he get it out of her. He accused the girl of hitting. So this is what happens. This is how Derek gets it out of her. He accuses the girl of hitting her with a strap, and she had to set the record straight, okay? She was like, listen, okay, that bitch ain't never hit me with a strap, okay? Know that. She licked my motherfucking pussy. Boom! Everybody's face. It was funny, okay? Derek's face, he was like, ah! And you know, Deontay, he was just embarrassed. He was just like, and the friend, she looking away too, like, girl, you done said too much now. You done said too much. I'm gonna drink my drink, because Deontay probably paying for it, honey, okay? So Derek asks how many times you did the nasty in prison. So this is where it get real interesting. So she rephrased the question. It says, how many chicks has she been with in prison? Is that what you want to know? Not how many times, because she could have just like, oh yeah, just that one time with Tia. Because we all, we know that's a lie, you know what I'm saying? Well, you could have just said that. You know what I'm saying? You could have just said that. But you had to throw out how many chicks you been with while you're in jail. So that means that you just didn't fuck them once and that was it. You was fucking all of them multiple times. Okay? So you fucked a lot. Anywho. So she rephrased the question to how many chicks she had been with. And then she had to think about it. Then she said 5. Then she said 6. And then she said she was dating 4 of them. Deontay is mad, okay? He's real mad. She walks out because she believes the friend is being invasive, but she's going to call Tia. So she goes outside to call Tia. So he comes out there, he feels embarrassed. He feels like being with females is cheating too, okay? Especially because that was her ex. So, you know, obviously there was some type of intimacy past a sexual, you know, relationship. So definitely some feelings there. So he ain't down with that, okay? Even though she a female, I don't give a fuck. Okay, you can't be with her. So then they get into this back and forth argument, and then he asks her, why is it so hard for you to spend one night with me? She says it makes her uncomfortable. And then he goes, but you're not uncomfortable spending my money? Okay? Hey, usually I have a little commentary after I, read the notes and stuff. But, I think the only thing we could walk away with here is he's dumb. Okay? Like, I really don't like calling people, those type of things. But, like, you're 33 years old. You're still very young. But at the same time, I just, seeing that you've been in this situation before, how are you not seeing the signs? How are you not seeing the signs? But anyways, we're going to move forward because we're going to get back to them in a little bit. So now we are with Britney and Ray, okay? And then let me know in the comment section what you guys think about these couples. What y'all think about Britney and Ray? What y'all think about Douglas and what's her name? Rachel. Doug. I call him Douglas. But yeah, Doug is, I don't know about that. But anyways, we're gonna go back in order where we left off. So we were talking about Britney and Ray. First off, let's talk about how she a liar, honey. She be lying. She lied to him. She lied to her mom. She lied to her family. He ain't doing this. He going to the halfway house. I told my parents about you. They so excited to meet you. You're the lies, girl. The lies. They just keep piling up, honey. You was a liar. So she is happy her man is going to be home on confinement. She asks what women wouldn't be happy about this. So you mean to tell me you're gonna be happy for a man to be sitting up in your crib, not making no money, eating your food, using no water, just using up all your utilities, okay, raising the bills, honey, and not contributing. You have a whole nother child. You have a whole nother child. I would not be happy about that. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm gonna hold my man down. I got him, but this is not something that y'all, y'all was together, then he went in and then he came out, you guys, look after. That's not the case. You met him there. So you pretty much set yourself up to take care of a grown-ass man. Talking about, oh, what woman would be happy to have their man on home confinement? I'm cool. I love my man. At the end of the day, and I would take care of him if he went to jail and he came out, which that wouldn't happen. But if that's the case, shit, I mean, life is crazy. We never know. I'm not going to wish that on him. But at the end of the day, I will hold him down. And because I would know that, once he's off of home confinement, he's going to still go out there and try to provide and do his parts. Okay? And we don't know that man to do that. Okay, so you just set yourself up to have another child. Okay, I can't wait to see that unfold. Whatever the case is, so she said she plans on getting married right away. The first thing I was thinking was, who is paying for it? Who is paying for it? Because if I was her mother, it would not be me. She bought a ring light when they would have video sex. That was dope. Okay, she definitely, keep it spicy. But yeah, she ain't no good. So we're gonna see how this works. We're gonna see. So then we move on to Rachel and Doug. So Doug wants to go visit his family. Rachel is scared that he is going to get in trouble because he is not supposed to go out on the weekends. But I did think it was weird because we did see Douglas actually calling his parole officer and letting him know, or her know, where he would be at. So at the end of the day, like, he just told on himself. So what's that? How does that work? Whatever the case is, we have Doug in the confessionals talking about how he grew up, and pretty much talking about how he grew from nothing, and if it wasn't for welfare that, they wouldn't, he don't know what they would do. So, that was kind of really sad to hear, just kind of like his life story. But then they actually move on to the next couple, which is Anissa and Jeff. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when this show first started back on, I didn't do the first couple of episode reviews because, again, I was just planning on just sitting back and enjoying the show, okay? But when I first saw this story, I was kind of aggravated because I was like, she already got played twice. It's been over a course of, 11 years. I do not want her to get her ass on this TV and waste my fucking time. I was like, he better show up. But at the end of the day, it was just kind of like we know how this story is going to end. Do we need to watch this? It's not going to work out. He did not show up the past 2 times. The only reason why he's showing up this time is probably because he agreed to cut this check with you. So I I don't know. It was like one of those things that I just really don't want to get invested in, because we know where this is gonna go. But you know, she had some pretty funny moments this episode, so I was actually kind of happy. I was like, you know what, you here for a reason. You're here for a reason. So she's going to pick him up. He got 3 hours to go to one specific place, and he chooses a men's store. Interesting, right? So they haven't had sex. She haven't had sex in 6 years, honey. And he chooses to go to a men's store. The first time they can have 3 hours together. Okay. So it looks like she's actually gets there. And when she calls him or he calls her, he's telling her on the phone that they actually can't see each other. Okay? He said that he can't leave, that she would have to, the stuff that she already had brought for him, she would have to put it on the picnic table, and the parole officer would come out and get it for him because he could not leave the building. You are letting a man play you for the 3rd time. You literally bought him some little knickknacks, and when you got there, he lets you know when you got there, hey, I can't see you today, but if you want to go ahead and leave the stuff that you got me on the picnic table, I appreciate it. I love you, baby. You know, and I already spent that $100 that you gave me, but you know, it's expensive in here, baby. It's expensive, okay? You don't want your man to go hungry in here, so send me another $100, okay? And you know, she like, okay, baby, I got you. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, it was crazy. I even put, she couldn't even hand it to him. That's wild. So then we go back to Britney and Ray. So her sister is doing her makeup. She knows everything, okay? So, but she did say that she doesn't think that her sister would tell her parents. So she goes to pick him up, and the grandma pulls up. So now we're all like, why the grandma there? Because earlier on the phone when they were talking, he said, yeah, come pick me up. But like, why the grandma pull up? So that's to be continued. All right, so we get back to Rachel and Doug. I feel like we had like really small clippets here, so just excuse the jumpiness because I'm just going in order. So then we get back to Rachel and Doug. So he continues to talk about how hard his life was, and then he shows us that he has a tattoo of white trash on his arm, okay? So I did see a lot of people in the comments make comments about this. I mean, it's his body, and it's an insult to their community, so I don't see nothing wrong with it. So, you know, I like if I got it on my arm, then that's a problem. That's a problem. But he, you know, it is what it is. You know, so I don't see anything wrong with it. But then we jump to, I just didn't like how jumpy this episode was. So then we get to Stan and Lisa. Oh my God, Stan and Lisa, Lord. Stan and Lisa. Okay, so Stan is waiting for Lisa at the restaurant. She shows up 30 minutes late, honey, with some booties and a black dress and a mop on her head, honey, little bandana. Like, I was like, Lisa, I know you spent some money on that hair. I know you spent that took hours to do. That fusion, that ain't no quick installation. That took some hours to do. She said she had a couple thousand on her when she went to the motel, okay? I'm guarantee you that she spent several $100s to get that done. And not even including the hair. And that's what they came up with. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed, but you know, it is what it is. It was better than what she had before. So, Lisa is going to forgive him, but their relationship is now going to be on her terms, okay? Stan wants to go back to his place and hold each other. Now she's, you know, trying to have this conversation with Stan, like, you know, I need you to understand my life. My life is not, you know, just a field full of flowers. That's not what this is. I have shit that's going on, and I need to know that the person I'm gonna be with got my back. I can, you know, talk to you about these things. And, you know, Stan is like, yeah, I think we should just have this conversation in a better setting, laying down, cuddled up. Again, still not getting it. And I feel like Lisa sees that, but at the end of the day, she is going to get reimbursed for that motel, and she's probably still going to continue to milk his money. So, you know, I feel like she's trying a little bit. You know, she's definitely giving more effort than somebody that is just straight using somebody. Nicole, Stan is just not getting it. He just is not getting it. I don't know if he's just choosing not to, but he ain't getting it. So it is what it is. He just wants the buns. That's it. Stan just wants the buns. Oh, yes, so we get back to Deontay and Nicole. So he says he says he spent all this money on her because he loves her, okay? She said, I didn't tell you to spend all that money. You did that because you want to. He was like, because I love you. That's why I did it, okay? She said she would be with him even if he didn't spend all that money because she loves him. And he said, yeah, right. He says, yeah, right. So that means that you believe that if you wasn't doing all this stuff for her, she wouldn't be with you. So why are you with her? Clearly, you know that this woman doesn't love you. So why are you, what is it? What's happening here? It seems like you understand what the fuck is going on, but you don't understand what's going on. Because even after these moments, you still acting like a dumbass. I can't. So they eventually make up and they leave the place. They go back to his house. You know, she does show him affection by kissing him and stuff, but she doesn't really want to. He's like, sit on me. She's like, I got a dress on. She just seems really uninterested, okay? It's very clear. She does kiss him and stuff, and then she does say in the confessionals that she does think he's attractive. But she also says that she's going to sleep in the other room, okay? She's still going to sleep in the other room because she's uncomfortable. And, you know, I was thinking to myself, I know her ex was a boy or a guy, you know, so I was just like, you know, well, maybe she's just really bisexual. She's just probably bisexual. But it just seems like she has way more interest in women. Because even though these are my two theories. She has more interest in women than men. Or she still is secretly with her ex or planning on getting back with her ex Zach or any of her exes or whatever the case may be. She's either with them or planning on getting back with them, and she doesn't want to cheat on them on national television or do that on national television. So that's what I think is kind of going on behind it, because it would look like, you know, I don't know, like I really feel like she's not gonna give him any, like, and he's doing all of this for that, and it's just not gonna happen. Like, it's the craziest thing. Like, it's so obvious. She slept in the other room. Like, you guys are adults. Like, why is she not afraid to, like, why is she afraid to sleep in the same bed as you if you guys have this relationship and she cares about you, she likes you? I mean, at the end of the day, like, is she like thinking that you're gonna hurt her or something like that? Because at that moment, I mean, you still could once the cameras leave because she's in your house. But, like, why not share the same bed? Like, it was just, it's weird. Like, it's just a lot of signs that, you know, she's not supposed to do that. Like, she's either in a relationship or she just really not interested and she's straight up dogging him and using him. I mean, either way, she's using him, but I find it to be weird, because even for the women that kind of like take advantage of you, they might give a little bit more, but she ain't giving nothing. Nicole ain't giving shit, y'all, okay? Nothing, not a zip. But yes, then we move on to Doug and Rachel. So they surprises his family, and then we see my notes kind of stop, so I kind of have to go based off of what I remember. But then we see this moment with Doug and his father, which was really sweet. We see them connecting and talking. He said, you know, 5 years ago, his dad, last time he saw his dad, he was in better health, and now he has a lot going on health wise, so that's really unfortunate to hear. Definitely, you know, prayers to his family, and I hope, you know, things, because obviously this was filmed a while ago, so I hope things are okay. But then we have this moment where, again, I'm sorry if I skipped anything, because I stopped taking notes. But then we have this moment where Doug's sister, apparently she used to take care of Doug's son, and he apparently used to write letters about how badly he was getting treated by her, and she brings the letters up like, oh, I should go get them, and, you know, he was just like, the son got really upset, you know, and he would still be found disrespectful in my household, or, you know, where my family is, where he kind of reacted. But at the same time, you know, it was just something not to bring up at the time. But, you know, he was just like, don't bring those up, you know, I'll never talk to you again, you know, So the son obviously is like upset about it. And I believe it was the other sister. Please comment in the below correct me if I'm wrong, but it was the other sister that kind of came to his like side, like, hey, that's not right, you know, at the end of the day, that if this went on, you know, she didn't treat him right, like, she was really just taking the son's back. And then Doug jumped in and they got in the argument. He's like, she did the best she could, which is the sister that kept them. She did the best she could. She was just giving them a hard time. She's not being mean. And next thing you know, he just calls her a bitch. He's like, fuck you, bitch. And it was just like really bad. And I feel like everything that Rachel saw, like, there should just be like so many red flags here. So many red flags. Like, why would you invest all this time and effort into this person? They clearly are not on, maybe on the same level. Maybe I'm giving her, you know, Rachel a little bit too much, because maybe they are on the same level. So, you know, I don't really see that really going anywhere. But she definitely has, she said she plans on adopting his son. And I'm just, that just seems like a whole hot mess. But yes, this episode was so crazy. Make sure you guys comment your commentary below. I definitely want to know what you guys thought about this episode, what you thought about this recap. Make sure you guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and like this video, and make sure you check out some of my other videos. And I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.